Hey guys, so this is my first video. I'm making this video because over the last 6 months or so, periodically I was asked about my makeup and what I do every day. I kind of stick to the same look. I have a running out the door in 15 minutes look and then like a little bit longer. So I'm gonna do kind of right in between that, what I do when I maybe go to church or go over somewhere to somebody's house and it's not like just running to work for 10 minutes or something like that. So I don't use primer as much as I should, but when I do, I use the Professional. So this is not the type of primer that you put all over your face. It's honestly a primer that you stick around your nose. Alright. So if I'm being honest, I just use the Age Rewind by Maybelline as my foundation when I'm doing just everyday stuff. But if I have time, then I use the Matte and Poreless Fit Me foundation. You find this at the drugstore. It's for the brand Maybelline. I love this stuff. It looks so good on me. I am the color light beige 118. See that? Okay. And then I use the M439 Morphe brush to apply my foundation. This color is a tad bit tan for my skin tone right now, hence why I usually just use my concealer. Don't forget to take it down the neck. I think the key for foundation is to make sure it's like even. You don't want like certain areas that are like darker and really like blend. I think if you have like all your cream products are really blended, then you have a lot less chance of like it caking up when you add powder or something like that, and it just ends up being so much nicer. Make sure you blend it into your hairline. And then I usually just like brush it over my eyes just so I don't really do like a base on my eyes. I'm not that fancy yet. Maybe someday. Okay. So after that, I go to my concealer. Like I said, I use the Age Rewind. I add that under my eyes. I add it on my forehead, on my nose, my smile lines, and like right next to my nose. I get really red right there. And then I kind of do a little contouring underneath my jawline. And then if I have any pimples, I usually go and cover them up, but my skin is doing okay right now, so that's good. So, and then I go again back with my I finish up with my Beauty Blender, my dampened Beauty Blender, and I just go over the face again because I feel like I like the brush to work in everything really quickly, but the Beauty Blender really makes it like smooth and look really skin-like. So now that I have that finished, I am going to bake under the eyes. Pack it on under the eyes. And kind of work it in with my Beauty Blender until it kind of goes away, but there's like a little excess. And then I kind of go over the same spots that I used my concealer. That's what I usually do. It adds like a brightening effect, but then it also sets my concealer so that it doesn't budge all day. Okay, so I try to get my forehead, and then usually if I can, I'll just like get like a tiny bit and just like brush it over the eyes so that whatever cream products ended up there don't crease, because that's the most annoying part. So while this is kind of sitting on there, I usually take a normal blend and buff brush from Bella Pro. I found this at the grocery store, I honestly think. And I use the Fit Me Matte and Poreless pressed powder. That's what I was looking for, the word. Pressed powder. Okay. So I just like load that up and I just brush that on to the areas that I did not use the powder, because I find that if I leave it wet and I don't put some sort of powder before my bronzer and blush and stuff, they just like stick on weird places, and they don't look like, just like, oh my god, cannot talk. They don't look smooth or natural, which is what I'm looking for. So I'm going to just pack it on. Yeah. So, and I'm in the color 120, so it's a little bit darker than just like my skin color, so I feel like it adds just a little bit, almost like a contour, but not totally. So at this point, I actually do my brows. So I have a lot of questions about my brows. They have been all over the place for like forever. I used to have like sperm eyebrows, literally. They'd be like thick right here, and then they were just a line. They've come a long way since then, which I'm so thankful for. The way I do it is I use the Precisely My Brow and the Gimme Brow from Benefit. This is my holy grail. I've tried other brow products and none of them have worked, so I always come back to this. It's worth the investment for me. So what I do first is, and it's going to be kind of hard to see, but I outline the bottom of my brow, just like the bottom, kind of like in. I don't really overdraw my brows too much. Well, actually first I brush them out. I am blessed with brows that pretty much have a good shape on their own. For those of you who kind of have to fill in your brows, I mean, you can kind of do the same thing, but I kind of just follow what God gave me and what I pluck into place. Underline that one, and then I overline, kind of starting from like right here, not like kind of like right here, and I overline, especially my arch, because I was really not given arches. Alright, so, and then the middle, like your eyebrows should kind of start on the inside of your waterline. If they're too narrow, it doesn't look as good. So I start like right here, and I kind of create hairs, and the same to the other side. And then I brush them out because you can see the lines from the brow pencil. And you just want them to look like they're what you woke up with. So, and then sometimes, depending on like if I waxed my eyebrows or I plucked them and went too thin or whatever, I usually fill in like the inside a little bit because I don't have like eyebrows that look like this thick. And then I go through with the Gimme Brow, and I have found that I can literally not find anything that keeps my brows in place so long and also kind of gives them like a filling effect. Some days I don't use the Precisely My Brow and I just use the Gimme Brow, and it makes my brows look so good. So now that I have my brows, we're going to do the rest of my face. I am going to use the same kabuki brush kind of thing to wipe away excess powder, because usually there's like leftover Maybelline powder on there, and then because it's like closer to my skin tone, it like balances it out. I don't do so well with having looking like drastically different under your eyes and like right here. Some people look better with that, but I have to kind of keep my skin very close to the same shade everywhere, otherwise I just feel like I look weird. I have another, this is actually a blush brush apparently, from Bella Pro, but I use it for contouring. I use the Hoola Benefit bronzer. Then you're going to take this on the high points of your cheekbones. I usually go like right above where we put that concealer and work that up. I'm like looking at the mirror behind my camera. And I'm really not super precise about my bronzer. I mean, I don't think when you go tanning you have like a precise line after you're done tanning. Oh, also, which might kill some people, I don't really have a bad shaped nose, but it looks really weird if it's like all the same color, so I just literally brush it with my brush. That's like all the nose contour that I do. I know, don't eat me. I'm like not, maybe someday, but I just can't get into those like super snatched noses. I just feel like one time I did try doing that and I looked so bizarre, so I just have never really done it before or since. So after that I usually like go over again because I don't want to look too tan with my like kabuki brush. Just very blended look is the way to go. Okay, so the two blushes, like I have about 4 blushes, but the two that are my favorite is this Tarte blush called Seduce, or this Benefit blush California is this one. And the reason I have these two is because this one is so peach. Look at how peach this is. And this one is really pinky. So like depending on what I'm going to be looking like that day, I will wear one or the other. I usually do the pink one. I just recently got this peach blush and it's my first peach blush ever, so that was kind of exciting. So but anyways, I'm going to use the Seduce by Tarte, and I really pack it on. I like blush. I don't know what is with me. I honestly never used blush before I turned like 18, but now the last like 3 years of my life I have loved it so much. I like never wore blush. With my mom or grandma, they would have this red blush, and that was like what they wore for makeup. And so they had like so, and to me I was like, blush is awful, like contour and bronzer is the way to go now. And but no, like I honestly feel like it adds so much color to your face and could like totally make or break a look. Like I hate looking too tan. So, and then I just make sure everything's blended. And then usually after I've done like all my powder and stuff, I have to make sure that my brows didn't move. So I use Mary Luminizer. I use a setting brush from Real Techniques, and I use this as my highlight. And I have been using this for a really long time, and it's lasted me forever. I don't know what it is with this color. It just looks so good on my skin tone. I'm not huge with the blinding highlighter. I really like to look like this is just how my skin glows. It helps a lot with not looking powdery. It's a good way of putting it. I put some on my nose, which I think helps a lot with making my nose look the way it does without too much contour. So yeah. And then what I do, which saves me a lot of time, is actually take this on the top of my eyes and then just bringing it down to the corners of my eyes and just like go all over. And I kind of use my highlight as like a base. So there's like a shimmery, very light shimmery. This isn't like crazy shimmer or anything. It's just very natural, which is what I like. So we're going to do eyeshadow. And I use, this is really white, maybe hard to see, but the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. I love this palette so much. I have a bunch of other palettes, but this is the one I go to the most. But I use this orangey one right here. It's kind of powdery. And I use this as my transition shade. It's a little dark for a transition shade, but I feel like I blend it in pretty well. So I'm going to go in with this brown color right here. And I'm going to pack this in the outer corner. And I think that that's like my biggest thing that like make my eyes look so much bigger is blending it in, like lighter the color in, or even center. I actually use like darker colors on both sides to give like a halo effect usually, but the biggest thing is making your outer corner and your eyeliner and everything center on like the outer side, because if you bring the dark colors all the way through your eye, you're gonna really narrow your eyes out unless you're wearing like falsies every day and like inner waterline, you know, stuff. But like the biggest thing to make your eyes look bigger is to draw attention outward. If you're bringing it narrow and in, your eyes are gonna look like Asian. There's nothing wrong with Asian eyes, but normally that's not what you're going for. Yeah, right. So I just went in with an even darker brown. I find that browns open up my eyes even more than like blacks, which a lot of people use black. Oh, and I'm using the Y15 brush from Morphe. So now I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush, an eyeshadow brush, that's so overused that I can't even like see anything anymore. And I'm going to use that same transition shade that I first used, And I'm going to go underneath the eye. Now, I usually take like a little bit of black and blend it in kind of right where you'd put like eyeliner, sort of. And this is when I really don't want to put on eyeliner. I do have eyeliner, but I don't know, I'm just like, I feel like eyeshadow sometimes does the trick for me. I also use this Glam Beauty brush that's like really fine point. It's almost like an eyebrow brush. Just take whatever brush. This is a concealer brush from Bella Pro, I'm assuming. I can only see Pro left on it, but I use it as a blending brush to just blend it all out. I think that's like the key, if you can remember anything. Blend. I see so many people who don't either blend their eyeshadow or blend their face makeup, and it's, please blend. So I'm going to take some of the darker brown and just not all the way to the middle, just on the outside. Okay. Okay, so then I usually, if I'm going to church or like spending enough time on it, I will use some of the shimmers, and this palette has like amazing shimmers. I love the like gold one. I love, they have this like pinky one, which I would love to see this in like a highlighter. And then they have like some other pink ones, and then they have this like super cool like gray one, but these two are like my favorite. Probably shouldn't have done it on that hand. Yeah, so there's like a gold one, and then there's like just like this one that gives like a little bit of a shimmer. So that's the one I usually go with. And you just like pop it with your finger, usually just right in the center, because it makes your eyes look bigger. So I use the Morphe spray. And I use a fan to set it all in place. Pull, eating my hair. I am going to curl my eyelashes. I use the Bang mascara from Benefit. I personally don't really do falsies. I do once in a while use them. I like the individuals a little bit more. I feel like they're more natural. I have pretty big eyes and pretty long lashes just on my own, so I don't really feel like I need lashes, but okay. So now I just wiped off most of the makeup on my lips, and I'm going to use a lip balm from Glamid Plus, which is the skincare that I use at work. I love this stuff so much, and I just like use like a tiny bit of this stuff. This stuff like remade my lips, honestly. It's next to my bed. I use it before bed every single night. And then last but not least, I use, well, when I wear lipstick, my favorite lipstick ever, the one I grab pretty much every single day. I actually have two now because I got one for my birthday from one of my friends, and then, or Christmas. And then I actually have one in my purse that I have had forever. And I use the Tarte lipsticks. They're so nice. They don't make my lips dry. They last a long time. Even when I feel like they're gone and I can't really feel them on my lips, the color is still there. I mean, I don't know if they like stain my lips or whatever, but they're so nice. I use the color Siesta. This is the color that I literally wore at my wedding. I wear everywhere. I use this for everything. No matter if I'm wearing like a pink look or I'm wearing like a red look or I'm just totally going natural. This is like a nude but like darker, so like, but it's not like dark lipstick. So, this is my everyday look. I never wear my hair in a ponytail, but today I am. So yeah, I very much have just like a soft brown look with some lip. Usually, I honestly just use Burt's Bees shimmer stuff on my lips. I like rarely wear lipstick unless I'm going to church or something. So yeah, this is my look. If you have any questions about anything or you have any ideas of what I should do next, I am going to do something on my hair. I usually have my hair curled and I have a really simple way of doing it. So I'm going to do a tutorial on that, and then yeah, we'll see what else. Maybe I won't do anything else. I just want to do what you guys want to see, so I'm not super interesting. I just have some tips and techniques that I've been doing for a really long time and just want to share it with you guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this and you have a great new year, and God bless.